Dragon Masters, Shine of the Silver Dragon. Chapter 1. Where is Dago? Griffith the wizard clapped. Dragon Masters, settle down, he said. We have a lot to talk about. 5 Dragon Masters, Drake, Lori, Bo, Anna, and Petra were gathered around the table in their classroom in King Lowland Castle. Griffith, their teacher, had called them together for an important meeting. Griffith cleared his throat, about to speak, when a boy rushed into the room. Carlos! Drake cried. Carlos was another dragon master who lived far away in the kingdom of Aragon. Something bad happened to Dago, Carlos said. Lilo and I flew here as fast as we could to tell you. He pointed behind him, where a baby lightning dragon was shooting off seething sparks. I'm glad you were here, Griffith told him. We know that Dago is in trouble. Please join us. Carlos stood next to Anna. Griffith cleared his throat again. Now then, let's start at the beginning, he said. Yesterday, I got word that Mildred had escaped from Wizards' Council prison. Who is Mildred? Carlos asked. He is a bad wizard, Lori chimed in. He attacked King Lowland Castle once, but we defeated him. She grabbed a book from a shelf. Then she flipped to a picture of Mildred. The wizard had a patch over one eye and a long pointy beard. Carlos gasped. That's him! That is the wizard who put spell on Dago. You saw him? Griffith asked. Please tell us what happened. Dago and I were eating in the kitchen. Dago has the seizures on the word that act as a magical alarm. They began to shake. So we knew dark magic was near, Carlos explained. Dago told me to hide, and I did. Petra gasped. How scary! I watched from my hiding place, Carlos said. Mildred appeared out of nowhere. Dago tried to use magic against him, but it didn't work. Then Mildred said a spell, and Dago's eyes glazed over and turned red. Drake got a chill. The color of dark magic. Mildred vanished with Dago, Carlos said. They were both gone before I could do anything. Dago poof here, Bo said, and he stole a book, The Lore of the Ancient One. Drake had seen Dago poof many times before. Dago waved his wand and could transport anywhere in a flash. Why would Dago steal a book? Carlos asked. And I found Griffith. You said the book was about something called a Naga, and that the whole world could be in danger. What did you mean by that? A dark look crossed Griffith's face. I must tell you all a story, he said. The tale of legendary dragon known as the Naga. Chapter 2. The Tale of the Naga. A long, long time ago, Griffith began. When magic was new, there was a terrible earthquake. I was in an earthquake once, Petra said. The ground shook and some buildings in my village crumbled into pieces. During this terrible earthquake, the ground opened up. Griffith continued. It coughed up a dragon egg from the deepest part of the world. The egg was as big as a mountain. Both eyes got wide. Was that the Naga's egg? Yes, Griffith replied. The Naga has the power of earthquakes. He used the power of his mind, such like Worm does. Griffith was talking about Worm Earth Dragon, Worm. The Naga sounded much bigger than Worm, Drake said. Indeed, Griffith agreed. And his power is 100 times greater than Worm's. Drake's mouth dropped open. He couldn't imagine Worm being that powerful. Griffith went on. When the young Naga hatched, he could not control his powers. He started to destroy the earth. He brought down mountains. He caused great floods. Oh no, that's terrible! Anna cried. Did anybody stop him? Yes, the wizards did. Griffith answered. They knew the Naga was too big and too powerful to be out in the world, so they returned him to his home. How did they do that? Petra asked. They made 2 magical tools that gave them control of the Naga, Griffith replied. The Wizard of the North made a silver key, and the Wizard of the South made a gold key. They used their keys to make the Naga go back into the earth. Drake realized something. When Mildred attacked the castle, he was trying to take room so he could use his powers, he said. Do you think he wants to use the Naga for his powers too? I am afraid so, Griffith replied. Where were the keys now? Petra asked. Griffith held up his finger. Blue sparks shot from it. He began to draw an image in the air out of magical blue light. The first image was a round disc with a strange-looking symbol on it. This is the silver key, Griffith said. It is hidden somewhere in the northern part of the world, guarded by a silver dragon. He drew another disc with different symbols. This is the gold key, he said. It is hidden somewhere in the southern part of the world, guarded by a gold dragon. And the book Dago stole tell how to find the keys, Drake guesses. So the wizard nodded, and the wizard nodded. Then Lori said aloud what they were all thinking. If Mildred finds their keys, he will have control of the Naga. He could destroy the world. Chapter 3, A New Mission. The Dragon Masters followed Griffith to his workshop. We must find Dago before Mildred uses him to do another evil deed, Griffith said as they walked down the hall. There's something I don't understand, Carlos said. Why didn't Mildred steal the book himself? Why did he need Dago to do it for him? Mildred knew that Dago and I were friends, so he knew Dago could get into this castle easily. Griffith replied. We need to find Dago before he finds the keys and give them to Mildred, Petra said. Right, Griffith agreed. They entered the workshop. The room was piled with strange things. Shelves held dozens of bottles filled with colorful waters and powders. Griffith rushed to the magical gazing bowl and places a hand over it. The large glass globe lit up. Dago, where did you go? Griffith asked, waving his hand over the bowl. Hazy smoke swirled inside the bowl. They all waited quietly, watching. Then the haze cleared, and an image appeared. an image of short long wizard. Dago, Carlos said. Dago was standing at the foot of a hill. On top of the hill sat a sturdy-looking stone castle. I know this castle, Griffith said. It is in the land of Gorilla, not far from here. We were in the northern part of the world, Petrol said, so maybe the silver key is in Gorilla. Griffith stroked his beard. That is a good guess. I stood the lore of the Ancient One for many years, but even I could not run the exact location of the keys. The book is written in an ancient magical language. Can Mildred read the ancient magical language? Anna asked. Better than I can, Griffith replied. So if Dago is in Gorilla, then the key must be there. He pointed at the Drake, Bo, and Carlos. You three must get to Gorilla right away, he said. Lori folded her arms across her chest. Why do only the boys get to go? We have a long fight ahead of us. I must choose Dragon Masters carefully for each mission, Griffith explained. Carlos knows Dago best, so he and Lilo must go. A water dragon's power should be able to cure Dago of the dark spell. So Bo and Shu must go, and Drake and Ron can transport everyone there quickly. I guess that makes sense, Laura replied, frowning, but I am definitely going on the next mission. I know I can always count on you, Laurie, Griffith said. Now Drake and Bo go to the dragon caves and live from there. Carlos and Lilo will follow you. Good luck, Anna said. Drake waved to Anna, Laurie, and Petra. We won't let you down. Hurry, Griffith said. You must stop the Dago from getting the silver key. Chapter 4 The Castle. A few minutes later, Drake, Carlos, and Bo stood outside their dragon caves with their dragons. Bo's dragon, Shu, was a blue water dragon. She had no wings but was able to fly on air currents. She floated over to both sides like a ship sailing on the waves. Lilo, the baby lightning dragon, was half the size of Shu. The yellow dragon constantly sparkled with electric energy. Since he was still a young dragon, he did not have full control of his powers yet. Calm down, Lilo, Carlos told him. We'll find Dago. Drake, Earth Dragon Worm, had a long brown body and 2 tiny wings. He couldn't fly, but he could transport anywhere in the world in a flash. Drake looked down at the green dragon stone he wore around his neck. All dragon masters wear one just like it. His stone was glowing green, which meant that he and a worm have a strong connection. Drake, Carlos, and Bo all touched Ron. Bo touched Shu, and Carlos put one hand on Lilo. Ron, take us to Gorilla, to the castle we saw in the gazing bowl, Drake said. Ron's body glowed green. The light exploded. Drake closed his eyes. Drake closed his eyes to shield them from the brightness. Then he opened his eyes. All 3 dragon masters and their dragons were at the bottom of the hill. Drake gazed up at the gray stone castle they had seen in the gazing bowl. The center of the castle, called the keep, was one big 3-story rectangle. 4 round 3-story towers surround the keep. Do you think Dago is already inside? Bo asked. It might be, Drake replied. Carlos stared up at the castle, and he bit his lower lips. There must be a lot of soldiers guarding the key, he said. What if they have captured Dago? Then we'll rescue him, Drake said. We need to get inside quick, Bo said. Should Rome transport us there? No one knows we were here yet, Drake replied. If Rome transports us into the castle, his bright light might give us away. Let's walk around the hill and sneak out from behind. I'll try to little calm, so his sparks don't give away either, Carlos offered. They walked around the hill and then climbed up to the castle. The land was eerily quiet. Drake kept his eyes on 4 towers but didn't see any soldiers. I think Shu and I should fly up to that tower, Bo said, pointing. If there were soldiers up there, we'll catch them by surprise. Drake nodded. And then Worm and I can transport. If we do it fast enough, we can get ahead of the soldier before they whoosh. Something whizzed past Drake's ear. He jumped to the side as he realized what it was. A log. More log the size of an apple came shooting down from the top of the tower. We are being attacked, Carlos yelled. Chapter 5. Under attack. Rome, protect us, Drake commanded. Rome body glow green, and the rocks froze in midair. Then they all harmlessly dropped straight down to the ground. What should we do? Bo asked. Lilo could fly up there and zap the soldiers so they will stop throwing logs, Carlos suggested. Bo shook his head. We don't want to attack people guarding this castle, he said. They're just trying to protect the key. We need to let them know we were here to help them. Drake frowned. There must be a whole army up there. Then his dragonstone glowed green, and he heard Broom voice in his head. Just one, Drake asked. One what? One army? One soldier. One soldier? Drake repeated. That's impossible, Carlos cried. Another wave of rocks showered down from the tower, and Ron quickly stopped them in midair. One person could be throwing all of those logs, Bo agreed. Rome is always right about those things, Drake said. He looked at his dragon. What should we do, Rome? Transport to the tower. Drake touched Rome and to Carlos and Bo. Rome wants all to transport up to the tower, he said. I trust Rome. Bo said, and he touched Rome's tail. I do too. Carlos added, flying Bo's lead. Rome transported them in a flash, and they landed on the top of the big round tower. As the green light faded, Rome saw a soldier marching towards them, a girl who looked to be 8 years old, just like Drake and others. She wore metal armor and carried a sword pointed right at the Drake. Halt! She yelled. You may not enter this castle. Chapter 6. Stop! Drake cried. He held his hands to show he meant no harm. We were not here to steal the silver key. We were here to help you protect it. The girl stopped marching towards them. But she did not lower his sword. "What do you know of the silver key?" he asked. Drake had already noticed two important things about the girl. She did not seem to be afraid of the dragons. She did not even flew. Lilo was nervously shooting off sparks behind Carlos. Also, she wore a green dragonstone around her neck. "Your dragon master's just like you," Drake said. He held up his one dragonstone to show her. "I can see that," the girl said. "That does not mean I can trust you. I cannot let anyone enter this castle. It is my job to protect the key." "But we want to help you," Bo said. "A very bad wizard is trying to steal your key. We came here to stop him." "You could be saying that to trick me," the girl said. "We wouldn't do that," Drake said. "Our dragons were not attacking you right now, were they? And we know you were the only person in this castle." The girl's dark eyes flashed. "How do you know that?" Drake pointed to Lorm. "My earth dragon, Lorm, has some pretty awesome mind powers," he said. "I am Drake, by the way. This is Bo and his dragon, Shu, and that's Carlos and his dragon, Lilo." The girl lowered his sword. "I'm Jin," she said. "And you may be telling the truth, but you still cannot enter this castle." Drake was about to speak when he noticed something strange. Lorm had closed his eyes, and his body was softly glowing. "What's happening, Lorm?" Drake asked. "I'm reaching out to Jin's dragon," the earth dragon replied. Suddenly, Jin's dragonstone began to glow. Drake knew she was hearing her dragon voice inside her head. Her eyes widened in surprise. "Argent says that I must let you in," she said. "I will do what he wishes." "Is Argent your dragon?" Bo asked. "Yes," she said, waving for them all to follow her. "Come." "Where are we going?" Drake asked. Jin smiled for the first time. "To the lair of the silver dragon." Chapter 7. Jin's Story. They started to follow Jin across the tower, but Carlos stopped. "I think Lilo and I should stay here," he said. "I can keep him calm, and we can keep a lookout for Dago." "Is Dago this very bad wizard you spoke of?" Jin asked. "No," Drake replied, "but the very bad wizard, the Meldred, put Dago under a spell. He sent Dago here to steal the silver key." "Then we must not let him get inside the castle," Jin said. "Carlos, let me show you something." She walked to the edge of the tower. Looking out over the hillside, a dozen of canopies were lined up along the tower's edge. "Those don't look like any of the canopies I have seen before," Carlos said. "Canopies usually have a heavy width on one and a basket holding a large log on another, but at the end of each these canopies was a long narrow bucket with 10 logs nestled inside." "I improved them," Jin explained. "When you cut the rope attached to the basket, the width will drop, then the rock will go flying forward. I changed the canopies to just a wire rock so it looked like there were many soldiers up here." "Wow, Jin is really smart," Drake thought. "Your idea worked," he said. "We thought that we were facing an army." Jin smiled and then turned to Carlos. "I got 6 more canopies loaded if you need them. she told him. Then she walked over to the upholstered wall, where a rope was hanging. Pull on this rope if you see any wizards, a barrel laying in the urgent layer. Carlos nodded. I will. Jane knelt down and opened a door on the floor. Drake, Bo, and their dragons followed her down a long, twisting stairway. Do you live here all alone? Drake asked. I'm not alone, Jane replied. Urgent is here with me. Don't you have a wizard? Bo asked. The wizard lives with the king of Gorilla, far from here, Jane explained. Nobody can be trusted to guard the silver key except Urgent and his dragon master. Urgent has been guarding the key since the wizards of the north first made it. Griffith, our wizard, told us that the keys were made a very long time ago, Drake said. So Urgent must have many dragon masters. Yes, Jane said. I am proud to be his newest dragon master. Well, don't you get lonely? Bo asked. They came to a door at the end of the staircase. I keep myself busy, Jane said. She opened the door. Come, I'll show you. Chapter 8. Awesome Inventions. Drake, Bo, and their dragons followed Jane into a big room filled with all kinds of strange-looking objects made out of metal. Gears and wires. Some looked like weapons, and another looked like toys. Drake stopped in front of a metal bird sitting on the top of the wooden post. Thunder handle, Jane said, pointing to a curved ball coming out of the post. Drake thought he saw a twinkle in her eye. He turned the handle, and the ball began to spin around in a circle. Cool! Did you make all of this stuff? Bo asked. Anna shrugged. It helped to pass the time. I have never known anybody who could make such awesome inventions, Drake said. Jane looked pleased for a second, but then her face glowed serious. That is enough to talk about my inventions. Tell me about this evil wizard, Mildred. Mildred just escaped from Wizard's Castle Prison, Drake said. We think he wants to steal the silver and the gold key so that he can control the Naga and destroy the world. I don't know where he is, Bo added, but we know that Dago is under his spell. Luckily, my dragon, Shu, can wash the spell away. He will cure Dago. But it won't be easy. Dago has a special magic that let him poof in out of places, Drake explained. We have to act fast when we see him, so he doesn't poof away with the silver key before she can cure him. Jane smiled. He cannot poof into Urgent's lair, she said. It is protected by very powerful magic. Maybe, Drake said, but Mildred has broken through magical barriers before. If he is adding his power to Dago's, Dago might be able to get into the lair. We'll see, she said. She led Drake, Bo, Rom, and Shu into a long hallway. They followed her to a big door. Jane spun a series of gears that clicked and whirled until the door opened. Drake was surprised to see a second door behind it. Jane spun more gears and opened the second door, which required one more door. Urgent lair is really well protected, Drake thought. Jin pushed open the third door. A bright silver glare hit Drake's eyes. Chapter 9 The Lonely Dragon. Drake shut his eyes. Is that bright shine coming from a dragon? He thought. Urgent, stand down, Jin commanded. There were the dragon masters that you told me to let in. The silver shine faded, revealing the most beautiful dragon Drake had ever seen. The dragon's body was covered in shimmering silver scales. The design on his large wings reminded Drake of butterfly wings, but all in silver. Urgent shines when he thinks danger is near, Jin explained. Drake, a dragonstone began to glow. He heard a warm voice inside his head. In his head, I communicated with Urgent when we were on the tower. I think he trusts me, but Urgent will attack if you think we will steal the key. Drake looked at Urgent. Don't worry, he told Jin's dragon. We were here to protect the key, not steal it. He and Bo gazed around the dragon's lair. The big underground room had walls made of stone. Touches on the walls lit up the darkness. They cast a glow on the mound of silver treasures, goblets, coins, swords, and jewelry. Wow! Drake exclaimed. This is a lot of treasure. Those treasures were not important, Jin replied. They were only here to confuse the terrorists. The silver key is hidden in this layer. As she spoke, Urgent began moving across the floor towards the another dragons. His blue eyes gazed at Moon and Shu. Then he moved even closer, looking directly into Room's eyes. Urgent has never seen another dragon before, Jin said. Bo gently touched the silver dragon's tail. That is sad, he said. Our dragons all help one another. Urgent knows that guarding the silver key is a great honor, just as I do, Jin said. Then she smiled a little. Sir, it is nice to have company. Shu opened her mouth and watery mist flew out. Bo laughed. I think Shu is showing off for Urgent, he said. Urgent must have incredible powers, Drake said. What can he do? Jin smiled again. Urgent can blast his enemy with his silver shine, she replied. And when his opponent attacks, his wings reflect the attack right back at them. Drake's mouth dropped open. That's an amazing power. Suddenly, a bell rang in the lair. Carlos! Jin cried. He must have spotted one of the wizards. Chapter 10 Get ready. Urgent's body began to shine brightly. Jin drew his sword. The air seized with magical energy. Drake felt his skin prickle. Room, what's happening? Room closed his eyes, and his body began to glow. Dago is trying to break through the magical barrier. Dago is trying to get in, Drake told the others. We must protect the silver key, Jin cried. Right, Drake said. Bo, if Dago gets into the lair, command Shu to blast him with her healing mist. Bo patted his dragon. Get ready, Shu. Then Drake heard the wrong voice again. Mildred has added his powers to Dago's. Dago is very strong now, strong enough to break into the lair. It was just what Drake had feared. But Drake didn't repeat Rom's words. He didn't want to upset the bull or Jane. There had to be a way to protect the key. He will run to Jane. If they get seen, Ron could transport the key out of here to somewhere safe, just like he transported us onto the tower before. He said, "Where is the key?" Jane frowned. "I cannot tell you," she said. "How can I be sure that Ron will bring the key back here?" "Jane, please trust us," Drake begged. "Ron can transport it out of here. She can kill Dago, and then I promise we'll bring the key right back to you." Jane looked at Urgent. "That should we do?" she asked her dragon. Suddenly, Urgent let out a piercing shriek. He started to flap his wings. Then, boom! A loud explosion locked the dragon's lair. Chapter 11. Dago with the dragons. Dago appeared in a swirling cloud of red smoke. Red energy glowed from his body. His red-gazed eyes looked wild. Dago waved for Bo to command Shu, but his friends were silent. Bo was frozen with a shock at seeing Dago looking so evil. "Bo should need it to cure Dago now," Drake yelled. But Bo stayed silent, and Dago pointed at Shu. The water dragon looked at Bo, confused. Drake knew that Shu couldn't attack Dago, a friend, unless Bo told her to. Red magic sparked from Dago's fingertips. He hit Shu with a big blast of dark energy, knocking her down. Bo shook off his fear. "Shu!" he cried, kneeling at her side. "Ron, freeze Dago!" Drake cried. Ron's body glowed. Bright green lights surrounded Dago, but the wizard walked right through it. "Urgent, attack!" Jane yelled. "No!" Drake cried. Urgent's silver shine got brighter. He roared, and a bright beam of light shot from his mouth. Aimed at Dago. Dago held up both hands. Red magic flew out from his fingertips. Then he waved his arms, pushing the blast aside. Urgent silver energy exploded in a pile of treasure. Then the wizard shot a blast of red energy right at Urgent. The silver dragon held up her shining wings. The red magic bounced off the wings and hit Dago. The wizard went flying backward and banged his head on the silver chest. His eyes closed, and his head dropped to one side. Drake turned to Jane. "Please don't let Urgent hurt Dago anymore," he said. "We can still cure him." "I must protect the key at all costs," Jane replied. Drake glanced over at you. The water dragon was staring. In just a minute, she'd be able to heal Dago, but she would need time to break the spell that Mildred had put on Dago. Drake knew that Urgent would attack as soon as Jane commanded him to, but he couldn't let that happen. "Ron, freeze Urgent!" Drake yelled. Ron began to glow. Jane's eyes narrowed. The point her sword at Drake's chest. "No," she said firmly. "Stop Ron right now." Chapter 12. Urgent Powers. Ron's body started to glow brighter. Jane took a step closer to Drake. Drake looked right into Jane's eyes. "You wouldn't hurt me," he said. I do not want to, Jane said, but I am sworn to protect the key. I cannot fail. She did not lower his sword. Please, Jane, give Shue a second to hear Dago, Drake said. What if it doesn't work? I cannot take any chances, she replied. Call off Worm. I'm sorry, Jane, but I cannot take any chance either, Drake said. He turned to Worm. Freeze Argent now! With a roar, Worm shot a blast of green energy at Argent. The silver dragon reflected it with his shining wing, but the Worm was expecting that. He quickly transported out of the way. Next, Worm in a blast at Argent's tail, but the silver dragon whipped around and blocked it with his another wings. Worm, find some way to stop Argent, Drake pleaded inside his mind. I said call him off, Jane repeated. Suddenly, her sword chattered to the ground. She spun around to see Bo standing behind her. He had knocked the sword from her hand using a piece of her treasure. I cannot let you hurt Drake, Bo told her. Bo and Jane stared at each other. Argent's silver shine became most blinding as he got ready to attack Worm with a powerful energy blast. Worm, watch out! Drake cried. Then he felt a prickle on the back of his neck. Drake quickly turned around. Dago was awake. The wizard floated across the layer. His body glowed with red energy once more. The red light sparkled across the silver reaches below. Jane, Bo, look! Drake yelled. Drake pointed at the treasure pile. The goblets, coins, and jewels shook. Then a sparkling silver disc rose off from the reddened pile. It floated right into Dago's hand. It's the silver key, Jane cried. Argent, attack the wizard! Chapter 13. A Wind and a Loss. Argent turned towards Dago, but before he could blast the wizard, Bo yelled out the command, Shue, hear the Dago! Shue rushed over to the wizard. A blue cloud of water flowed from Shue's mouth. A light blue mist rained down on him. Dago stopped moving. The red glow faded from his body. Soon he looked just like the Dago that the dragon masters knew. He's cured, Bo cried. Argent, stand down, Jane cried, and the silver dragon shine faded. Dago blinked. Drake, Bo, where am I? He asked. You are in Gorilla, in the lair of the silver dragon, Drake replied. Mildred helped put a spell on you. You are under his control. Dago gazed down at the sparkly silver disc on his head. Oh no, he said. Did Mildred want me to steal this key? You were about to bring it to him, but she'll hear you just in time, Bo told him. The last thing I remember, Carlos and I were in my cottage, and I told him to hide from Mildred, Dago said. Is Carlos okay? He's on the tower with Lilo, Drake said. He rang a bell to warn us that you were coming. Now Dago noticed Jane. I'm very sorry that I tried to steal your key, Dago said to her. And I'm sorry that Argent attacked you, Jane said. And that I almost attacked you too, Drake. But we have to protect the key no matter what. Dago nodded. I understand, he said. The key is very important. Yes, it is, Jane said, which is why it must stay here. Dago held out the silver key, but before Jane could take it, a red orb appeared next to them. Drake gasped. That is one of the Mildred orbs. He remembered seeing them before in King Roland Castle and in Emperor Song's palace. The orb zoomed down and absorbed the key right out of Dago's hands. Argent roared and lunged at the orb, but the orb disappeared in a flash and took the silver key with it. Chapter 14. Don't give up. Mildred has the key, Drake said, and his face turned pale. No! Jane cried. She turned to Drake. Can Ron go after it? We must get it back. Drake shook his head. Ron can only transport if he knows where he is going. There's no way to know where Mildred's orb went. Jane sat down on a pile of silver coins. She put her face on her hands, but she did not cry. I have failed, she said. I'm the first Dragon Master to lose the silver key. Dago put a hand on her shoulder. You were also the first guardian of the key to face Mildred. He's the strongest dark wizard the world has ever seen. You did your best. You did not fail, Jane. You were so brave, Drake said. One of the bravest Dragon Master I have ever seen. Bo nodded. Drake is right. You did everything you could to protect the key. My best was not good enough, Jane said. I'm not worthy to be Argent Dragon Master. Argent began to shine softly. He nudged Jane with his head. Her dragonstone glow began to glow, and she gave a small smile. Thank you, Argent, she said. She turned to the others. Argent says that he and I must not give up. He says we must search for the silver key. You can come with us, Drake said. We will find Mildred and her key. Jane shook her head. Argent and I cannot leave this castle without permission. I'll send a message to our king right away. As soon as I hear from him, I'll join you. Good, Drake said. We don't need your help, Jane nodded. I will be with you soon, she said. She stood up. Before you go, I have something for each of you, Drake and Bo. She climbed the treasure pile and picked up a shiny silver shield. She gave the shield to Bo. This is for you, Bo, for bravery protecting your friend. Bo's eyes widened as he took the shield. Thank you, he said. Then she picked up a shiny silver sword and handed it out to Drake. And this is for you, Drake. Chapter 15. A Magical Problem. Drake stared at the silver sword. Thank you for this gift, Jane, but I'm from a family of onion farmers, he said. Farmers don't use swords. You have the heart of a champion, one who fights for good cause, Jane said, and every champion needs a sword. Drake took the sword from her. Thanks, he said, but the next time I see you, you'll have to give me sword fighting lessons. Jane smiled at him. We must get Carlos and head to Bracken right away, Dago said. We need to let Griffith know what has happened. Yes, Drake replied. Let's go to the tower. Dago touched Ron. So did Drake and Bo. Then Bo touched Shield. Jin Dragonstone glow again. Arjun says, "Thank you for your help." Jin said. Then room glow green. "We'll see you soon," Drake told Jin. "We'll defeat Mildred together." In a flash, they appeared on the top of the tower. Drake gasped. "Carlos!" he cried. Carlos and Lilo float in the air, inside a bubble of red magic. "I will fix this," Dago offered. He pointed a finger at the bubble. "Spare levers." Nothing happens. Dago sighed. "Oh no," Drake said. "What happened to your magic?" "I must need time to recover the Mildred's spell," the wizard said. "Zhu, can you help?" Bo asked his dragon. The water dragon nodded. She sent out another blue cloud, and the watery mist rained down on the red bubble. Carlos and Lilo gently floated down as the bubble slowly dissolved. Carlos ran towards Dago. "Dago, you're all right!" he cried. "Yes," the wizard replied, "and I'm glad you're safe now, too. I'm sorry I used my magic against you." "It's okay," Carlos said. "I know Mildred was making you do it. Let's get back to breaking," Drake said. "Everyone touch room. Excellent." Dago said. "I need to see Griffith. I think I know where we can find Mildred." Chapter 60. The Gold Key. Worm transported them all back to the trading room in King Roland Castle. Lori, Anna, and Petra came running in, followed by Griffith. "Dago, you're cured," Griffith said, giving him a hug. "Excellent work, Dragon Masters." Drake frowned. "Well, we saved Dago, but Mildred still got the silver key," he said. And then he explained anything that had happened. "Mildred is so sneaky," Petra said angrily. "Yes," Lori agreed, "but I hope we get to meet Jin soon. She sounds awesome." "She is," Bo said. Griffith stroked his long white beard. "It is more urgent than ever that we find Mildred," he said, "but I don't know how to find him. His magic let him hide from my gazing ball, and I don't know the location of the gold key." Dago grinned. "I know where it is," he said. "When Mildred had me under his control, I could connect to his thoughts, and now it seems I can remember some of them. The gold key is hidden on the island of Serverna." "I have a map," Griffith said. The wizard hurried into the classroom and returned with a map of Serverna. Dago pointed to a mountain on the map. "The key is hidden inside a layer of this mountain," he explained. "Mildred is already on his way there, so you must hurry. The gold dragon and the dragon master will need your help." "Thank you, my friend," Griffith said. "Now you need to rest." "Yes, I would not be much help you without my magic. I will return home with Carlos and Lilo," Dago replied. "And you and your dragon masters must lead the charge to stop Mildred from getting the gold key." Griffith turned to Drake. "Were you ready to leave for Serverna?" Am I ready?" Drake wondered. "Mildred is more powerful than ever. How were Worm and I supposed to stop him? What if we can't stop him?" He looked around the room. Another dragon masters were strong. He wouldn't be going alone. Then he looked at the silver sword in his hand. hand. You have the heart of a champion, Jane said to him. Draco took a deep breath. I'm ready, he said. Together, we'll stop Mildred.